Steph, Abby, and Matt. You're only a what if away from great holidays. What if? It's Aussie for travel. Steph, Abby, and Matt.
Brisbane wakes up with Steph, Abby, and Matt on B105.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast today.
Yes, indeed.
If you get a chance, make sure you come back tomorrow. Are we playing Jai Courtney tomorrow? We just wrapped up an interview with Jai Courtney, which was a lot of fun.
You just like it when I stuff up.
Because it's always me.
I thought you were going to say because it's all the time.
No.
I got people confused and it's just so cringe.
I called Lisa Curry by her
Married name.
And she's been divorced for, as she put it, 17 years.
I got the actors confused. I asked him a question.
See, I don't think it's as bad as you think it is.
It is. You know when like the whole world starts spinning and you're like, can I go back 5 seconds? Imagine that.
You got his co-star wrong, not him.
Yeah.
If it was him, that would be worse.
Yeah. Weren't you Deadshot in Suicide Squad? No, that was Will Smith. My bad. You see, it's not that bad. I know that feeling though, but that could have gone a lot worse.
I do it all the time.
No,
you never do it.
Nah, well, no, I've done it.
Tell me all the bad ones because it makes me feel better. Go.
I prepped a whole interview. I can never remember who the other guy was, but it was Cram from Spiderbait, and I thought he was someone else entirely.
And did he realise that you got him confused, or did he?
It was too obvious. I can't remember the other guy. He was in a small Australian band, and he had a funny name too. And he had a beard, so I put two and two together. And it was the one I was doing for Donna, our producer, as a favour because she said yes to it, and I said I'll do it. Interviewing the dog. And I asked him two questions, and he went, "Oh, you think I'm blah from blah?" I went, "You're not blah from blah."
Oh, did you say that?
Yeah.
I'm going to actually go back.
I know who you thought he was.
Yeah.
The bass player from Thirsty Merc.
No.
Long hair and a beard.
He wouldn't interview the bass player, would he?
Oh, come on. The things producers get us to do.
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to watch your interview with Russell Crowe to make myself feel better. Because your laugh during that interview says it all. Okay.
Phil Stack. Was that who you were actually interviewing?
No, I was interviewing Cram.
You were interviewing Cram, but you thought it was Phil?
No, it was someone else. He had like a nickname.
So he looked like Cram from Spiderbait.
Yeah.
An Australian?
Yeah.
Aussie. Was he a singer?
Yeah.
Aussie singers
It's not making me feel better because I can't even work out who those people are. So.
Are they famous enough that people would go, yep, that's the name?
Don't think, maybe.
Gautier?
No, it'll come to me. But that was awkward.
Around that time of Spiderbait.
There was a time I went on a whole rant to the guys from InXS going, so new album, it's the first time you've been in the studio for ages, you must be really looking forward to it, good to play new music and how the fans are going to react to it. Are you excited about it being released? And they go, it's been out for 8 months. I was like, okay. Sorry, guys. Happens all the time.
Yeah. Gold.
Anyways, got them confused.
Listen to it tomorrow. It'll be here on the podcast. Well, listen, get it twice.
No, because the guy, as a kid, he looked this. Do you know which ones I'm talking about? No.
I don't even know the people you're talking
The
about.
guy Finn from Yellowstone, he was Storm Boy.
Oh.
And the Storm Boy, he looks like the boy that is Felix from Boy Swallows Universe.
Yes, okay,
Yes.
now I get you, yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
We got to be on the set of Storm Boy many years ago.
Right.
Anyways, move on.
Anyway. Check out the movie Dangerous Animals.
He might recognise me though, because I was an extra on that. So if you could get him back on to ask if he remembers that I was on set of Storm Boy as an extra. I didn't make the cut.
Here's the podcast.
A double tender burger, chips, potato and gravy and a drink for just $9.95. KFC. FLG.
Dear Abby.
Sometimes in life, gets real. And that's when you need Abby to help.
I'm trying to help you.
This is a difficult one because I know what the right thing would be to do, but I can understand her position.
Yeah.
If she does speak up at work, it might maybe cost her job.
Okay.
And that's not right. I get it. But I'll read it out to you and you guys can see what you will make of it. And if you've been in this situation, which I think a lot of people would at the moment, 131060, she's written, Dear Abby, am I overreacting? Never. But am I overreacting or am I being taken advantage of at work? Our workmate recently left, and instead of replacing her, the company and my boss has just handed me all her tasks. No promotion, no pay rise, just you have just been doing an amazing job. We knew you could handle it, and it's a great opportunity for personal growth. Such buzzwords, aren't they? Mm-hmm. I do love my job and I really do love the new role, but I'm absolutely drowning. The hours are getting longer and longer and I feel like now I'm not doing my first job to the best of my ability. If I say no, I look ungrateful. If I say yes, then I'm doing 2 jobs for the price of 1, which is what I'm currently doing. My boyfriend, who has a government job, does not get it at all. He said that I should speak up or I should just be putting in for the extra hours. It's not like that at our company. Do I suck it up and realise I have a good job, or do I speak up and risk being replaced?
That's a tricky one.
Oh, look. 13 10 60 if you've been in this situation. And maybe you're actually a boss. I would love to hear from you. Have you been asked, I guess, for people to do more roles from higher management as well? Because I feel like even they are sort of, I don't know. It feels like at the moment money is tight in every industry. But where is all the money going?
Good point.
I would say to this, when you're younger and you don't have experience, I think you need to cop it on the chin.
Yes, and do the extra hours, but it's not.
But I think when you get older,
Yeah.
and if it doesn't lead to, you need to have set boundaries where you go, I will take this on. For how long do you need me to take this on?
Yeah.
And then when are we going to have the conversation about being...
And I feel that's real
Paid,
hard
reimbursed.
conversations because I feel for people that are younger than me, but then I remember being in that situation where it's icky to talk about money and you feel so uncomfortable because you're like, well, maybe I'm not really worth it. And, when you're never going to get a great reaction. That's the reality of it. And I think you have to realise it's going to be confrontational because you're going to ask for something and the whole purpose of them is to kind of push back. Otherwise, they would have offered you the money in the first place.
That's true.
And that is so uncomfortable to be able to get that response. But I think you have to kind of go, well, you need to work through that.
But if you don't ask,
Then
you don't get.
Of course you don't. But then,
I know if I had a company
Yeah.
and someone wasn't asking for a pay rise, I'm probably not going to go to them and say, hey, do you want to take more of my
but
money?
From my point of view,
Yeah.
I always think that they should. Because I think
Yeah.
that that's the moral thing to do. And I think
Yeah.
that's the hard reality of going, well, where do morals come into it when they're trying to be financially viable?
No place for morals in business.
I would say in this situation, how long until the resentment builds up?
Yeah, that's true.
And
It sounds like it's already there.
It does. But I go, by you, can I do it for 6 months? Can I do it for 3 months? How long does the resentment build up? And I'm with you. I used to do so much unpaid work before we had kids or before I was married to be able to learn stuff. But you're not even allowed to do work experience in the same way for so many companies.
No.
But I don't think they would fire her just for asking the question. That's not a fireable offence.
No, but would they find someone else to then hire for both of those roles? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Maybe it's the way you come at it sometimes, rather than going, hey, I'm doing all this work, I want to be paid,
Yeah.
going, hey, I don't feel like I'm able to do all of this work and do it at the
best
the
of
quality it should be done at.
Yeah. Or you go, I absolutely love the new role. Would we be able to rehire for my previous one?
Yeah. And it's hard because we're even seeing it here in our business, in
Yeah.
radio at the moment. You would have seen it all over the news. All the radio networks, people are going. People are
Yeah.
losing jobs. So I can understand in those industries where people are being made redundant, you're scared to
nervous.
speak up.
Yeah. But it's happening. It's happening in every industry.
Yeah.
What about the banks as well?
Surely one of them's booming.
Which I find
Government.
I find the banks one funny that they're losing people but having record profits. How does that work?
Well, because
We made $20 billion. We're going to sack some people.
Yeah,
there was a company that started to do everything online, and then once they went online, they decided to get rid of the IT department.
God, if I was that person on the way out, I'd be breaking some sort of server that ruined everything.
Thank
Putting
you.
in a little virus on the way out.
Accidentally, be a little Trojan horse. That's what they call
I don't know. You probably have to know what it
Little
was.
firewall.
13 10 60 if you've been in this situation. And if you are a boss as well for a company, I'd love to hear from your point of view. If you're like, yeah, cool, I totally get it, but you don't understand if there's no revenue coming in and you want to keep everything afloat, then people have to.
What should she do? She's doing 2 roles for the price of 1. Your advice, we'll take it next.
Stab Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
Dear Abby.
Sometimes in life, gets real. And that's when you need Abby to help.
I'm trying to help you.
If you've got an issue, you can send it in, Dear Abby, b105.com.au, or you can DM me if I get around to it. Just pointing that out. This one has written, well, sometimes I don't open the other box. And sometimes I go to another box. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Too many boxes. But she has written, am I overreacting or am I being taken advantage of? She said that her workmate recently left, and instead of replacing her, the company and the boss just handed the task to her. She said, no promotion, no pay rise. It's just, you're doing such a great job. We knew you could handle it. And it's a great opportunity for personal growth. She wants to know, does she suck it up and realise that she has a good job, or does she speak up and risk being replaced?
How many times have we been told that over our careers, though?
Personal growth? No, maybe they were just hoping we would have personal growth. Maybe it was just you. Is that what they tell you?
I filled in for Kyle Sanderlands for years, did not get paid a cent.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I did producing, so I got to come in the mornings, which was very nice.
Lucky you.
Yes, personal growth. And then, so I started at 6 a.m. and I would finish at 6 p.m.
Personal growth.
It was such good growth.
I just came in straight into breakfast radio.
And that's why you've had no personal
Not
growth.
at all. None at all. If anything, I've gone backwards.
But it's funny, isn't it? I do appreciate, though, like I remember when I first got weekends off, I was like, 2 days?
Yeah.
That's so long.
I know, right?
It's so good.
I know.
But, you know, at the same time, you don't want to be taken advantage of. We'd love to hear from you if you've been in the same situation, or maybe you're a boss and you can explain it.
Hey, Sheree.
Sheree.
Hi, how you going?
Good. What's your story?
So I used to work for a company that started with 4 staff, so 4 admin staff, and 2 left, and then I ended up getting given their tasks, and they just sort of kept piling it on and piling it on and piling it on to the point where after a few years, I basically almost had a nervous breakdown from stress.
Yeah.
And it was the same situation where I was just too scared to sort of ask or to be compensated, because I knew the business wasn't doing really well, and I felt bad and I was trying to help out. But at the same time, my mental health ended up taking a massive dive, and I ended up leaving anyway. So I think it is important to have that conversation. Otherwise, unfortunately, you do get taken advantage of.
Yeah.
And not always deliberately, but it does end up happening. And that you're the one who suffers.
It's funny because I've been in that situation before, Sheree, when you know that you should say something, you just don't. What was your block? Were you scared of their reaction? Was it just that confrontation that you always feared?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the confrontation. I'm not great with it, and I am a people pleaser, I think, so unfortunately, and I try to just help people out sort of to the detriment of my own personal health. So,
but I guess sometimes the boss they may think that you're doing well.
Yeah.
You've always been great.
Yeah.
They don't understand, so you need to maybe be honest. They go, I'm so sorry, I didn't realise.
I remember my dad always telling me, yes, you might have an uncomfortable conversation with the boss, right?
Yeah.
But that boss has to have an unconversation with their boss.
True.
So, you know, and just, I guess the thing is, if you feel really uncomfortable with it, write an email these days and then say, can we follow it up in person? So you've already structured the difficult part, and then you just face-to-face with the response. And I think that's sometimes a little bit easier. Lee in Paddington, what's your experience?
Hi. Yeah, I've had that experience when I was in my 20s, and it was really hard. I'm also a people pleaser, but I have to say, in my situation, it was a contract job, so, you know, there is no money, and there's no time to retrain someone. But when I did voice my concern and I was upset, they couldn't replace the person that left because she'd been injured, and then, you know, we didn't have much time. However, we did find a solution. They found a solution and found someone to take on some of the more menial jobs that didn't require training. But I've got to say now, as an employer, absolutely she needs to speak up. And I agree with you, Abby, if she can't speak up, if confrontation is hard, 2 things you can do is have someone advocate for you to go into a meeting. So someone from HR or a co-worker who just sits there as your support, and they'll take it seriously if you do that. But I would definitely email them. It's supply and demand. They are not going to get rid of her. They've already lost somebody. She's doing the work of two. From an employer's point of view, they could be putting out other fires. You don't know.
Yeah.
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 I like that. I'd like to be hired just for the support person.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, meeting's at 12 o'clock. Oh, cool. What do I wear? Like, what's your...
Like, Abby, you're the support person. Let them speak for a second.
Right? Could you imagine? Where I'm like, they have worked really hard. Actually, they have been off for half... You've been off for half the year. You did not tell me that. We've got Anonymous. You're in the IT industry and a boss. I'd love to hear from your perspective about this.
Hi there. So what the person's experiencing is what I would say very normal in our industry. And what it comes down to is that if it's new business, then we will hire and we will meet the market and pay what they need to be paid. But if it's someone that's moving into a new role that's already within the company, one, they only get the role if they've proven they can do it, and two, if they get the role, they certainly don't get a pay rise.
Right.
Wow.
And it's very ruthless and very competitive.
So how do you go? Are people coming to you and explaining, hey, I'm doing extra work, where's the extra money?
Yes, that happens. That happens 4 or 5 times a week.
Whoa.
But, we're bound by a process where any sort of pay rise approval has to go back to headquarters in the US.
Right.
And the policy is if it's not new work and new revenue, then there's no pay rise.
Right. So if it's not making any for the company, then there's no point with it. Right. It's a harsh reality, isn't it?
It is.
I think we shouldn't discount in this situation too what would come into it. Cost of living has gotten so high that when you are working your guts out and then you don't feel like you're getting anywhere,
100%.
Yeah.
that
The margin
has
is different,
a
yeah.
very low level of satisfaction in your job because you want to feel like you're progressing in life.
But you also, with the cost of living, you don't want to lose your job.
No, but I can understand why people are like, I'm working so hard, but then I'm just standing still.
I ask Anonymous, in the IT industry, is there an issue with jobs being replaced by AI already, or a lot of those roles can be automated?
It's coming. It's definitely coming. We see calculations where we can see now one person becoming more efficient and equaling 4, and in some cases up to 6.
Wow.
So,
Can you run that on radio for us too and get us back with some stats?
Don't do that.
so it is definitely coming. I've just had an hour meeting this morning on that very topic.
Okay. Well, we don't want to
What
hear any more
industry
of that.
do we go to?
I don't want to hear any more of that
Wood
negativity
carving.
from Anonymous.
What are you talking about?
Handmade wood carves.
What do
It's the only thing they can't do.
When did you bought that?
Yeah, exactly.
Stab Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
I don't want to say I'm a man ahead of my time, but,
You always say.
So you're the only person that says that. No one else does.
well, I may have been worked out to be right because we were just this morning.
And that annoyingly happens quite often too.
Just this morning, we were talking to a man who works for a huge American company, and he was talking about how they're already suspecting that AI is coming for them. And I, this morning, had just decided to do this.
In a world where the future of mankind remains uncertain, where AI threatens to take over, one man is here to keep watch, report, and occasionally make witty one-liners. A hero no one asked for, but a hero we have nonetheless. It's Stab's AI Watch.
Yep.
Did you write that for him?
What?
Or did AI write it?
Because he was saying, and that was actually quite scary what he said, that with the AI and the technology advancements, one person can do the job of 4 people. And he said that'll enlarge to 6 within the next few whiles. And that, when you think of that, what that means is companies would sack.
Oh, yeah, we've been doing that for a while. That's like someone was like, oh, everyone should do coding. And this coding genius was like, no, we only need one person to do the coding because then the computers do it. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, it came out yesterday that teachers in South Australia, I might add, are using AI to mark their tests.
Oh, that's been happening everywhere.
Well, apparently they can mark it because it would get rid of 15,000 hours of
Yeah,
labour.
especially like for, I've heard on from sources that they're currently writing report cards with AI. because they're the only ones that don't make the mistake about the name. You know how sometimes they do the names?
Oh,
Yeah, so people are doing that. Because really what you have to do is, even though they're writing it, you just got to upload a few dot points. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
These are their grades.
Johnny is a jerk. Johnny never listens.
Can you please put this nicer for the parent?
Yeah, rewrite.
Johnny's not going to go far.
Yeah. Get Johnny into something that is non-academic.
And then, just at the start of this week, a guy, regular guy, just out having fun, living life, wants to get a sneaky burger, wants to get a Whopper, right? Goes up to the drive-through, and this occurs.
What can I get you?
Are you AI?
I'm Hungry Jack's virtual helper. How can I help you?
That's so cool. Okay, yeah, hi. Can I get a large ultimate double Whopper meal?
Did you want double Whopper?
Yes, a large ultimate double Whopper.
That's crazy, isn't it? But you could tell it was fake because there was too much enthusiasm.
And they didn't ask anything else.
Yeah.
Anything else? I barely finished my last sentence.
I just feel so sorry when they've just smashed on a Saturday night. You know? You're like, oh, yeah.
You can't hit on them. She does. There's longer audio, and she then asks if he wants a Coke, specifically wants a Coke. But it doesn't tell you it's AI unless you ask it.
Right. So do they pay there at that spot as well, or do they go around to a human?
To a human.
Is this in every store?
No,
or?
they're trialling it in a store in Sydney.
Oh,
but
okay.
once they've done it once, it'll be everywhere. So
So
not
what
even
do
our
you just
fast
want to
food
watch
is
this
safe.
and bring fear, or just like
Oh yeah,
be
fear
aware?
mongering, definitely. Yes. I think everyone should be terrified, and I'm here to terrify them.
So
but you started work at McDonald's, didn't you? I mean, that might not be an option.
Yeah.
And people always say that they love hiring people that have worked at all those fast food companies because they are so busy and they have such high, I guess, work standards.
I can remember so doing drive-through at Macca's when they had the box. Remember you chatted to them? Then they took that away completely, and you only spoke to people. Then they brought the box back again,
And now the box is taken over.
and now the box is going to be it.
Yeah.
So will they have? Do you think they'll have robots at HJ's
Maybe.
doing the cooking the
If
burgers
they
as
come
well?
for Subway, that's a sign of the apocalypse.
Yeah,
Mate, no AI's touching my foot long.
I'm sure.
I'm sure
that'll happen eventually.
Yeah, you won't stick by that forever.
Stab Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
The girls have gone wild. Girls gone wild.
They've gone wild.
We're mums who never get out and do anything.
Give me 1 margarita, 2 margaritas, give me 3 margaritas, margarita.
Mum's gone wild.
When you're dedicated to your kids and that's all you've been doing for a long time, you just need to let loose, reconnect with your girlfriends and new friends that you haven't met yet. That's your opportunity to do that at Mum's Gone Wild, which we do need at the end of the year. Well, end of term. We didn't need another one at the end of the year. Because it's just,
the other one, the
it's just to
next
get
one.
through, if you know what I mean.
Give you something to look forward to.
Release valve.
I was thinking, and we can probably do this on another day, but obviously because it's end of term
Yes.
and the mums are going to go wild, there should be some teachers that we invite along as well.
Well, teachers are mums often.
Well, even the ones who aren't, I feel like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They deal with those nightmares
If
for
you're
us.
a fur mum or identify as a mum, I don't give a damn. Whatever your version is.
Really?
You don't even need to be someone who has been on the straight and narrow like I have been. As I said to Esther, you just need to identify as a good mum.
So what you just said there is there are absolutely no parameters for coming along to this party.
No.
Okay, cool.
So what we would like to ask is what do we need there? Because I have an open mind and I'm totally happy with it. But Ash, our producer, has said, would you like this? And
You don't like it?
Let's let the people decide because I think it's cool.
Yeah.
So, okay, a few escalations to this. First off, wanted to get like a mini tattoo bar with real tattoos.
But there's...
it's going to be too hard and it's just not going to happen.
legal, all that
then
stuff.
our boss was like, what about piercings? I'm like, I don't think anyone wants that. But what people do
Oh my
want...
God, imagine that. All the mums get their navels pierced.
I got
They go
pierced.
home.
Guess where it is? So no, we were like, no, let's not do that. That's not what they want. So you suggested
tooth gems.
Yeah.
Now, you know how there's a whole resurgence of like the early 2000s fashion coming back, and tooth gems are really popular right now. And it'd just be like a cute little. You could get like a pink little
Can't we just-
diamante, or you can even get little love hearts. Like
I
a
don't
tooth
hate
gem's
it.
cool.
It's fine. It's
It's
good.
fine. It's fine. It's
Well-
not fine.
I just didn't know if it was necessary.
Is that your voice for Abby?
No. We always go through this. I don't have a voice for anyone.
She says everything's fine when it's not fine. I love it, but you could also do that at home. What I said I really need.
What do you want?
I want to save money to make sure that we have a margarita bar.
How's that saving money?
I don't want tooth gems. Like, let's.
Oh, I see. So more margarita, less sparkles.
Aha.
Okay.
Well, you can bring your sparkles from home, but I just meant let's work out what's really important.
Where do we want to put all of our energy? I see.
Our cocktails.
So are we talking
mimosas?
Mimosas?
Yeah.
I like
I always
that.
feel a mimosa's the half champagne, half.
I don't know what it
orange
is. I
juice.
just liked the name. All right,
Yeah,
let's just all have margaritas because when I go to the
Margaritas.
Lions, I like it when you can get like a jalapeno one.
Yeah.
And they get the mix, so you get jalapeno and then you can get like a coconut one and then a normal one. Oh my God, how amazing.
What about frozen? How do you feel about that? All kinds. So maybe a few different types of margarita.
13, 10, 60.
Recipe.
Oh, you can be the bartender.
You got time to get an RSA?
Yep.
13, 10, 60. What do we need?
Tooth gems?
I'd never heard of them either.
Yeah, they're great. They're cute. They're just...
Are they like grills? Are they as shiny as grills?
So it's like one mini tiny little grill that you just have on one of
Can't
your
you just do
teeth.
that at home and just get it if you want?
Well, if you want it to last, you need a professional to install it. And they can last like a couple of weeks, which I think is a nice memento.
Memento, you know what I really like? Is when they put the jewelry on, you know, the permanent jewelry. And
that is cool.
They weld them on.
Like permanent friendship bracelets.
Yes, and then Mum's gone wild one and we weld them on. You could do the welding.
Weld
you do the
it
welding.
on.
You're now the bartender.
Oh, I've been demoted.
Welding, that's
Well, I just
Put to
didn't.
use.
I didn't want to give you a power tool.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Escalated.
You girls in 4 minutes have organised more things than me and Stav would have in 8 weeks.
Wait, no one is surprised but you two. But 13, 10, 60, what do we need?
Yeah, what else?
At the Mum's Gone Wild. I would like just the next morning off.
One of my friends suggested something that I'm interested in. She said a sexy tarot reader, and they read your like cards and they give you like love advice, and you should
Are we
try
allowed
doing
to
this.
request
or-
a sexy one?
I don't know.
When you say sexy, is the reader sexy,
Yeah.
or they
I
giving
didn't
they're
ask
just
any more
specifically
questions.
telling your future on sexy stuff?
I think a bit of both. If anyone has had that,
Your mum reads tarot
I was
cards.
going to say, but it didn't feel like the time or place to bring that up. But I noticed you thought of it.
All right.
Call
so
me Dad.
two things I really want: a
Okay.
margarita bra and the opportunity to bring like
a
your best.
margarita bra, a bra that has margaritas in
Forget
it.
the gems.
We don't-
Now you're on track, Ashley.
Tequila titties.
Tequila titties. Beer boobs.
That's really good.
Thank you.
See, now
My
you're feeling
titties.
about the gems.
Yeah, but
Not good.
we're off
Yeah.
the gems.
Okay.
13, 10, 60.
We're not necessary.
All right, is someone writing all of this down? What do you want at Mum's Gone Wild? It appears there's a long list. You tell us, we'll organise it. Call now.
Stab Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
Girls have gone wild. You've gone wild. Girls gone wild.
They've gone wild.
We're mums who never get out or do anything.
Give me one margarita. 2 margaritas. Give me 3 margaritas. Margarita.
Mum's gone wild.
When was the last Mum's Gone Wild that we had?
Yeah, can't remember it, can you?
Exactly.
No, that's not the reason
That's
you
exactly
can't remember
what I was
it.
just saying. You actually
No.
can't remember it, and that's why I was like, it's time to
It
do
could
it
have been-
again.
it could have
And
been this
especially
weekend.
when, you want us to do it this weekend?
Oh, God.
It depends what you're accounting. So I think Mum's Gone Wild officially was a long time ago, and we did it in the Valley.
That's it. We're finished.
But
so-
you were on an island not long ago,
No, I think that was before.
No, definitely not.
That was many years ago.
and you did one at the Star not long ago, which was you just called it something else. Long
that
lunch,
was
not a
a
bender.
Yeah, see, that was a long lunch. I didn't ask when the long lunch was. I said, when was the Mum's Gone Wild? Regardless,
I think
it's
you're asking when the
time.
last time was you went out.
Oh, I can't remember. 13, 10, 60. We want to do it again. But we just want to know, what do we need there? Because Ash, our producer, she wanted to get tooth gems. And I was like, let's save our money on other stuff.
Yeah. Hey, did you say June 28th
Yes.
is when it's going to be?
Yeah, so last day of term is on the 27th, right? What's
Yeah.
going on that day? You're just organising some entertainment? What are
No.
you doing?
No, nothing. I'm just checking the calendar, making sure it's in there.
Uh-huh.
I'll be home with the kids, right?
Yeah, that's right.
No,
That's what
you
we
can
get
come.
saddled with, isn't it?
We've got jobs for you. 131060, what do we need? Mandy and Yarra Bilbo, firstly, do you need a Mum's Gone Wild? Is this something that you need?
100%. Single mum with 2 kids and trying to work and everything else. Yes, no, I do.
It's never ending. What do you think we need there?
Topless waiters.
Thought you'd never ask.
I think.
That's why I was saying we need you there.
Yeah. Yep.
Topless waiters, but they've also got to be good with their hands because, we deal with a lot of stress on a daily. So, if they're going to give you a drink, they can give you a little bit of a back shoulder rub at the same time.
Topless waiters who give massages.
Remember they used to come into workplace? Like, weren't they 2-minute angels or something like that, or 5-minute angels? Can you even have them anymore?
Probably.
Work, health and safety.
Nothing too naughty. Like, we're going to still be respectful. Just sometimes your shoulders get a bit sore.
They do.
All above the belt is what
We're
you're saying, Mandy.
always respectful, Mandy. It's a great suggestion. We'll take it on board. Because I think at one of the long lunches we had some dancers come.
Yeah.
And they were good. They were great dancers.
3-minute angels are still around.
3 minutes is not very long.
I choose to disagree.
Hello, Naomi.
Hello, how are you? Firstly, guys, I would like to say I listen to you every single morning and you just make me laugh.
Thanks, Naomi.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's so sweet.
All right, what do you think we should bring along to the party?
I think I can make us custom T-shirts. And I'm taking this from you, what you said yesterday, Stav. Mum's gone wild, no kids, no probs.
Oh, that's cute. I like that. I love a T-shirt.
You love a dress up in
Yes,
uniform.
I know you said you'll bring them, Naomi, but I kind of want hundreds of people there, so I don't want to put that pressure on you. Okay.
Oh, no pressure. No pressure at all.
Is that what you do? You print T-shirts?
Oh, actually, I'm a full-time disability support worker.
Lovely.
And I do T-shirts on the side.
Oh, nice.
And I'm also, I am a mum. My youngest is 35, and I'm actually full-time carer for a 10-year-old grandchild at the moment. So,
So you need a night out.
You totally need a night out.
Right.
And the next day, the weekend. Dee, in Morayfield, Mum's Gone Wild. What do you think we need there?
Good morning. I think we should have someone that does those caricature drawings.
Oh, yes,
They
like the
take-
big nose, the big chin, the big... Yes.
But we could make other things big. Can't all afford to go and get that done properly, so let's get it put into a drawing.
I like it.
That's cute. Okay. And do you like the tooth gem idea?
I do. I think we could draw that into the picture. The tooth gems could go in as well, so you can combine both ideas.
That's okay. I like that.
All right. Monique.
Monique, in Victoria Point, what do you think at Mum's Gone Wild? What do we need?
I think we need the full glam squad. We need the hair, we need the makeup, we need to wake up from bed, have an espresso martini, and then just go straight to those margaritas.
We want to look good in the photos, is what you think?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not? I like that. And then we'll keep it on for a couple of days because once you've got that blow dry,
Yeah, absolutely.
dry
Wouldn't that
shampoo
mean-
is going through.
Wouldn't that mean at the party you just sit because that would take the whole party?
And then we get there before. Remember how she said we wake up with the espresso martini?
Yes.
It's an all-day plan, and then we...
Right.
Yeah.
I thought she wanted it at the party.
No, she wants to start at 7 a.m.
Right. Girls do it
I hate it
differently,
when
don't
you
they?
are the loser who is first on the schedule for a wedding, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
the wedding's at 4 and I'm 7 a.m. Sounds good.
I'm
Can't
going to
wait.
sweat that off before we get there.
Natasha and Thornland. Sorry, Jinx. What do you think we should bring to the Mum's Gone
guys.
Wild party?
I reckon a mechanical bull.
Yes, we do. Yes,
Wow,
that's
I
great.
thought
I
you
like
were
A
that.
margarita bar and a
mechanical bull.
mechanical bull. What
Yep.
could go wrong?
Exactly. They go hand in hand. Actually, could you imagine trying to put that? No, I don't want to spell
Well,
it.
I mean, you're going to need some sort of dress code then because if
I
people-
have decided sneakers. Would you be okay with sneakers, Tash?
Yeah, I mean, if it's a mum's gone wild, it'd be nice to get dressed up, right? But I mean, it's just mum's there. It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So, Tash, why the bull? Are you a epic rider or is this something you want to give a go?
Yeah, I think give it a go. I think I did it when I was really young, and I've just been thinking about it. Get a bit wild, get on the bull, and have a few margaritas.
All right.
I like this. We've written them all down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll action some of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know how you get a mechanical bull up there.
Oh, we haven't said the venue yet, Stav.
That's a good point. I'll shut up. Mum's the word.
The Story Bridge is...
One last hurrah.
Yeah, well, it needs a new restoration, especially after we get on top of it.
I've never heard it put that way.
No. I'd be scared though if I heard it and kind of excited.
Yeah.
Stab Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
You know how proud I am that I finally have a child who is in love with rugby league as much as I am.
I'm very impressed. He didn't want to do it and you didn't book him in. A lot of parents, when they're obsessed as you are, would have been like, just try it.
That's true.
Just try it.
I forced Ethan when he was younger to play rugby league.
Yeah. It's amazing what you learn from the other one.
For 2 years.
Yeah.
And bless that kid's heart. I love him so much, my oldest son, but he was not interested.
He doesn't scream football player.
And, well, he's so big. He was so big that I was like, he'll be great. But he's so soft and
You're
kind.
everything I wish I could have been at that age. Why would you not like it?
But he was too soft and kind.
Yes, he didn't have your attitude. He only had the height.
to get into it. So, but he played for 2 years for my sake, and I love him for that. But Xander, I never pushed him into it, and he just loves it. He loves playing. He loves watching it. He loves looking up the stats.
Isn't it amazing that you have, like, this is what I always say with sports, you've got a connection now with him where even if he's grumpy at school or whatever it is, you now have that connection where you can talk about sports. Like when the kids get in the car, if they're grumpy, I'm like, how do you reckon the Lions' chance are this weekend? And then they'll just start.
Can change.
It's so nice.
Like he knows more than I do now. Like he's surpassed me because he watches all sorts of stuff. But yesterday something so cute happened at his school because he is so obsessed. He knows all the players, and there was a Broncos player at school pickup.
Oh, in the drop and go or the line?
In the schoolyard. So Shibasaki was there and he's fairly new into the squad.
In his jersey? Because otherwise I wouldn't have a chance.
No, not in his jersey. Not in his jersey. He was
out
there
of context.
One of the he's got a family member who goes there, so he was just visiting or whatever.
Where the kids just like.
Well, see, that's what I thought. But Xander comes running over to me. He's got his hat turned inside out. You know how there's a white lining on the inside of the hat and his school hat's dark green? So he runs over to me and he points at the side and goes, "Look, Dad, look." He'd gotten a signature.
Wow.
From him on the inside.
Does he walk around with a Sharpie? That's impressive.
Xander spotted him in class.
Right.
And they've got Sharpies for schoolwork. So he took one out with him and got his signature.
Good for him asking.
Yeah, man.
I would be like, nah, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he went over and then he goes, "But I feel bad." Because I feel really bad.
Because then he opened up the threshold for everyone getting signatures.
Well, this is why he felt bad of that. Because Xander knew him. And Xander was so stoked with himself because he said to him, "You and Cobbo are my favourite wingers."
Wow.
We knew his position and everything. And he goes, "Wow, you are a true fan." And Xander goes, "Yes, I am. I'm a true fan." But because Xander had spotted him, and there's not many kids who play rugby league at his school, they're all soccer.
Right.
Xander had said to his teacher, "There's a Broncos player out there. He plays for the Broncos. He's amazing, blah, blah, blah." Then all the girls heard this. They're like, "Oh my God, there's a Broncos player."
Oh my
out
God,
there.
do you know Reece Walsh?
They all ran out and said, "Hey, are you Reece Walsh?"
Oh no.
And then he said, "No, I'm not Reece Walsh." And they went, "Oh, okay."
But I do know him. Oh, okay, I'll get a photo.
That's sad.
So Xander started to feel bad. He goes, "Oh, I feel bad now because they don't care because he's not Reece Walsh." I said, "Dude, he will be so stoked that you knew him and you knew all about him." But Xander then was a bit bummed at himself because all the girls were like, "Are you Reece Walsh? Are you Reece Walsh?"
He's walking around giving him stats and going, "You don't really know."
Exactly.
Yeah, but he's just like, it's
Yeah.
give it a couple of years and they'll be like, he's the man.
So if you see Reece Walsh, go up to him and say, "Hey, are you Shibasaki?" Even things out.
Stab Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
There is a World Cup going on at our house at the moment because rain has cancelled a few sports. It's always crazy, isn't it, where it's like sunshine now, but it's cancelled because the fields
Soggy.
are wet.
The races got cancelled on the weekend.
Did it get cancelled?
Yeah, I got caught like halfway through.
Oh,
Yeah.
they were like, pack it up.
Yeah.
Horses are not running.
Yeah.
Do they still have the drinks open?
I don't know. Probably, yeah. I'd say so.
Ah. Yeah. But you would know because you love your lawn, but no one wants it to be all ripped up.
Mushy.
Well, it's hard with sports fields because grass doesn't grow in winter. So if it gets all ripped up,
and it takes ages to dry.
But
it'll just stay
But your
dead.
summer lawn's built in winter, right?
Correct.
No, spring.
Oh.
He gave that to you.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but you should listen correctly. But look, so it's cancelled. So we have decided, we haven't decided, the boys have told us that we are doing a World Cup. And the youngest one wants to do it because he loves soccer so much. And we are going to eventually sell our house, which means it needs to be repainted from all the dents.
So gloves are off.
No sports inside.
Yeah.
My husband's now gone, it's all right, I've got to fix all that anyway. Anyways, we'll just play soccer in the hallway because we've got a really long hallway.
Renegades.
Yes. So we have had to choose a country that we represent and then put it into a hat, and it's been the official draw. But because my eldest one has decided to do it, everything is like accurate. So we all had to draw our names out. We've had to have different songs, different dress up. You've got to bring your own costume
like country
as well.
dress up.
Yeah. So Scotty is Spain. I don't know what he dressed up as last night. It was very flamboyant.
He looked like he was from Finland in the outfit.
Okay.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah. He just went down to his dress-up box that we have down there. So I think he did that for...
The fluffy handcuffs were a nice touch.
He did not do it. was just a bit of...
But the ball gag was an interesting choice.
Okay, all right. So,
With the mask?
Yeah.
but my youngest loves it so much that we're like, what are we doing with... Who's winning?
Right.
I thought you were going to say with Nigeria for a second.
No, well, he's Norway because I think he likes Haaland, who I thought was from Norway. So he's from Norway. I'm Australia. I'm the hosting country as well. So I said I'm Katrina Gorey because we saw her the other day. So I'm her.
All right.
But yeah, so and you all have to do different games. And it's like last night we're like, hey, it's draw, Scott. What are you doing?
Oh, no.
Because he's playing against our youngest.
Oh, so just like normal soccer, it's fixed. Send the complaints to...
So he was not letting him win.
No.
He doesn't though, does he? Normally?
No. But we're like, it's a long week. It's a long week, Scotty. Like, are we going with this? Is this what we're doing? And he turns to me and goes, I got this, babe, I'm going to win. I was like, babe.
I prefer you didn't.
We haven't even had dinner. We haven't done any of the stuff that we need to do that would be easier if we could,
Is it elimination too? If he loses that game, is he out for the rest of the week?
No, well, we said that he can keep playing. And I was looking at Scotty and I was like, you're not impressing me by playing against a 6-year-old.
Smashed him.
You could impress me by winning your football on the weekend, but you didn't do that, so no. But I was like, what's going to happen here? And then our eldest one looked at his dad and was like, there's overtime. Wink, wink. I was like, great. So he listens to the eldest one. But tonight is a big issue as well because it's between the two eldest.
Oh, so that's going to end up in a punch-on.
Of course it is. And when you do things where you know it's going to end up in a punch-up, but I'm like, what can we do? We can't avoid it.
No.
Of course. Are you going to have the conversation, which you know is pointless at the start, and say, promise this is not going to end up in a fight?
Just so you know,
promise me.
This is all about fun. There is no... Yeah, we're doing all that.
If only boxing had a World Cup.
Yeah, good point, isn't it? Yeah.
So will Finn won't let Jagger win, though?
No, of course not.
No.
Jagger, no. Of
Will
course
he
not.
let Cole win, though? Is he smart enough to let Cole win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's 7 or 8 years between them. So
Yeah,
that would be different.
right.
Not that we ever let Cole win
No,
because
of
Cole
course not.
wins on his own
I've seen him.
right.
He's the best player
But if
in
it
the
came down
family.
to that and it was peace, then yes, he would.
Mm.
Yeah. It's not going to end well.
No.
And then the only thing that they were talking about is when I'm playing. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's... And then they were going through the draw and they were like, so we've got a hard game against Dad and then we've got an easy one against Mum. And I was like, I'm sorry. No, that's
I'm in the
not.
room.
Oh, that's not an easy one.
You're the Tonga.
Yeah, I was like, great.
Wait for that. There's Scotty's going to Finn. Let your mum win, mate.
Yeah.
Come on. Please, let her win.
Wednesday night, Scotty and I are playing against each other.
How's that going to go?
I'm going to win that.
Steph, Abby, and Matt.
Alpha Bucks will play tomorrow, 6, 7 and 8. Here are some of the answers. Your chance to win $50,000.
Lime, Lamb and Logan at 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. it's E. You got Earrings, Ed Sheeran and Echo. 8 a.m. it's O and you got Octagon, Olives and One Direction.
See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.
Stab Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.